My granddad was born and grew up in York, which means 1/4 of my blood is made from brass. I'm also a massive fan of film noir. If you haven't seen Night of the Hunter, I really recommend it. But also Chinatown and, of course, Blade Runner. So I thought I'd combine these passions for the colliery brass tradition from Yorkshire and film noir, those films that depict, glamorise the disturbing beauty of nocturnal shenanigans. I think that even Scorsese's After Hours and Taxi Driver could be qualified as film noir as well. So what we did is put this extraordinary group of instruments together. Playing what we call gestures, which are just tiny phraselets that enable the musicians to almost jam with you whilst you compose. Combination of brass and woodwinds, but also the fragility of the tuning that you get with the euphonium. If I change the gesture and play exactly the same thing, these gestures are orchestrated by myself. It's not like I'm writing your scores for you. It's just providing you with the various tonal ingredients needed to really bring brass parts to life. And by combining different gestures, your options are literally infinite. If any of you are watching a small strings users, you'll be very familiar with this way of working, but you'll also notice that we have, I think, roughly double the number of gestures in this library. There are also some stuff that is us very much developing the idea of gestures. For example, or indeed, it's them actually moving about and doing stuff, and as a consequence you get much more of a realistic performance. And again, by phasing the notes as you play them, you get to create completely different textures, patterns. It has a very natural intonation, but also the rhythm is not quantized to the grid, so it feels real. You'll also see if I increase the tempo, or indeed the other way. Got a beautiful reverb here, so let's go for like a smaller reverb with like 50% mix. Or indeed something very sploshy. We'll take it off so we can really hear these different microphone positions. If I just hit Option, click, these will return to their home positions. So let's solo the close. What I love about it is it doesn't have that very ugly, almost outer spacey sound that you can so often get with brass and woods when they're close mic'd. That's a very useful signal. The wide is basically the tree. Let's combine both of those. Absolutely stunning. And finally, we have the ambient here, which gives a real distance. If you work in 5.1, 5.0, or indeed quad, these are great fed to your LS and RS feeds. Let's hear them all together now. Bringing us around to shift here, this basically selects the key or mode that you're in. If you go to the user manual, linked in the video description down below, we have a whole chapter on modes and how these work. So say if I'm in C, but I'm playing in A major, it's the... So I heard a C natural in there, which isn't in the key of A. So if we switch to A, absolutely beautiful. Now, where this library really comes into its own and allows you to sculpt your gestures around your composition is with the timbre and expression. So you can really shape the attack of the note and how much of the woody brassiness that you get in the tone of the note, the timbre. So all the way up, you get a nice, bold entry. But we can also go. So the timbre control softens the brassy and the woodiness. Another great example of how the timbre and expression can work is with one of these two presets here, sustained patch. But also listening to a lot of your comments with small strings and also string murmurations, our original gestures libraries, you requested some short notes. So by combining these gestures with the sustains and mixing up the gestures and the shorts, you're able to create an embroidery of sound. And that I mean, I say embroidery because it's like these different threads and different styles of threads that you're embroidering together to make into your tapestry that is your composition. Let me show you how I made that trailer music. So we started with Questions, which is this beautiful preset that has single notes, but with these just little, are they called mordants? Played over the top of the preset The Beginning. And then introducing these single leaps of faith. Oh, it's just so chocolatey. We also had these colliding rhythms. So even though the rhythm and the timbre is developing, I'm very much controlling the crescendo there. And then we go into these staccato moments. I'm a massive John Adams fan, and this feels very much in that Benjamin Britten, John Adams, Nicholas Britell kind of vibe. And then finally, some sustained notes to really bring out that reediness there, and I've put a sine wave underneath as well. So I'm going to play that down for you in a minute. As I mentioned before, this is, I'm just so lucky to have this train set to play with. It's, to be able to create something that I've been thinking about sonically for years and years and years is a real privilege. And you guys allow us to continue doing that, making composing as fun and inspirational and different as it can be, to kind of buck the homogeny within what we listen to in films, on the radio, on television, computer games. So I hope you enjoy using this as much as we have enjoyed making it. We are a small startup, so if you haven't subscribed yet, it's like a lifeblood for us. Please do so. Ding the bell if you want to be notified the next time I put a video up. But let us know what you think. Let us know what you'd like us to do, because we need to be guided by you, us making compositional tools as composers for composers. And give us one of those if you like what you've seen today. It'll indicate to us that we're going in the right direction. See you soon. And ding that bell if you want to be notified the next time the next time we put a video up. Thanks so much for watching to the end. If you like the library, give us one of those and we know we're going in the right direction. See you very soon.